debates and decisions that are shaping our continent now in Europeans.
Hans Meyer runs the Hansebad swimming complex in the Dutch city of Zwolle. It's business as usual today. New lifeguards are being put through their paces. But just a few weeks ago, the building was under siege by the news media. Meyer had been accused of discrimination. He received hate mail and police protection when he had simply been applying the usual public pool rules. This meant refusing a Muslim woman permission to swim in a burkini, a bathing suit that covers from head to toe.
This was the pool where she was swimming, and a colleague of me came to my office and said, "Is it allowed to swim with a burkini?" I said, "No, we have demanding clothing demands, and I have to say it cannot. And we have told her, and she is go out of the swimming pool. Several hours later, where many television cameras on this swimming pool.
The local city council countermanded Meyer's decision not to allow burkinis in the pool. He attributes it to government nervousness over anything to do with Muslims, and he defends his action.
It has nothing to do with discrimination. It has everything to do with clothing, the wearing van clothing, and we have demands, clothing demands.
The swimmer in question bought her burkini here. The owner of the store says the media attention from the pool incident has been good for business. Doralies Voortman says the burkini fully respects bathing suit norms. It's safe and it's not a provocation. And far from Islamizing leisure swimming, she insists it helps Muslim women to integrate into Dutch society.
It's the first time in their life that they can swim outside with their children, not in separate hours or when there are no men in the swimming pool. That they are now can be in a society when everybody is outside, go to the beach if it's nice warm weather. They now can participate in the society as everybody else.
The story of the burkini is just a small part of a larger puzzle of Dutch society where the pieces are getting harder to fit. Muslims make up some 6% of the country's population of 16 million. With traditional Dutch tolerance, Muslims and other immigrants have enjoyed generous benefits and subsidies, even for religious schools and mosques. But in the past few years, some members of Dutch society have begun arguing that tolerance of intolerance has gone far enough. Conservative politician Geert Wilders has kept the government on high alert for months with a short film he made arguing that Islam and Western civilization are not compatible. Released last month only on internet, the film led to a debate in Parliament. Wilders warned the government it could no longer ignore what he called the Islamification of the Netherlands. Parties in the ruling coalition accused him of peddling paranoia.
Wij blijven als een horzel, als een luis in de pels, dit probleem op de politieke agenda van Nederland zetten.
He gave the film a title in Arabic, fitna, a descriptive term for disagreement and division among people. Critics of the 15-minute work say it presents a very narrow, alarmist view of Islam. Although some denounced it as propaganda verging on incitement to religious racial hatred, the government ruled that Wilders had the right to produce the film in a democracy which respected freedom of speech. This is the Dutch NOS television and radio newsroom. Based on public survey results, last December it declared Wilders Politician of the Year. He won recognition for his ability to attract and dominate debate. The chief editor says, like him or not, Wilders acts, while other politicians react.
Is that okay? Yeah.
There was a survey this week, and 30% of the people said they are believing what Wilders said and not what the government has said. So there is a large group of people in the Netherlands, especially white people in the big cities, I guess, who are supporting the ideas of Wilders. And I guess it is because there is a fear of Islam, and there is a fear of globalization, and there's a fear of what is going to happen in the streets. And next door, etc. And that's what makes them follow Wilders.
Lubna Barada understands this fear even if she believes it's often misplaced. Last year she helped launch the Central Committee for Ex-Muslims, a support group for those who wanted to leave the faith, as she did 9 years ago. The committee's achievements have been modest. Its co-founder has gone into hiding after he received death threats for likening Islam to Nazism. Barada doesn't agree with that, although she defends freedom of expression. She complains that while it's extremism and intolerance from any side which gets the media attention, the real problem's the political impotence of a government unable to put laws into practice to counter extremism.
What we do a lot of in Dutch society, we try to make exceptions for everyone. So we try to keep everyone satisfied, and it just doesn't work anymore. Because what could be a rule for one could be an exception for another one. And I think then you have an integration debate that a lot of people don't agree with it. Why do I have to keep to the law? Why do I have to be strict by rules? And the other one, because he or she has a religion or another opinion, doesn't have to. So it causes, I think, the big integration debate in Holland is why should we give something to another group which is not able to give it back to us?
Giving people a chance to give something back is the idea behind the Colour Kitchen restaurant, serving up diversity in Slotervaart on the outskirts of Amsterdam. It's an area known for its Muslim population and radical youth, but also for having the Netherlands' first Muslim mayor, a former policeman. Most of the restaurant employees are from Slotervaart and had trouble finding work. The mayor says contributing rather than criticizing is the key to integration. Ahmed Marcouch also insists the Dutch need to understand that most Muslims are grateful.
All this started just a few years ago. It's not Wilders' doing, he's only part of the discussion. He's afraid of Muslims, he's afraid of Islam, and this fear, to a certain degree, is justified. This man has very often been threatened in the past. Wilders' big mistake is not seeing that a great majority of Muslims are also victims of this terrorism, and they don't want this terrorism. They are very far removed from extremism. They also want to fight it, fight this radicalism together.
The Dutch political elite have been beating a path to Marcouch's door to hear his suggestions on how to make integration work. It shows a willingness to seek solutions, that all parties in the debate on Islam in Europe need to be ready to come part of the way themselves.